Hey, it's Olay, and this is episode 26 of the Red Pilled Orange Pill Investor, and I thought I would try to sneak in before the close and review today's trades, or this week's trades, I suppose. So, Tesla continued, I guess maybe rebounded slightly, but mostly shit the bed. And it's one of the only two assets I own. So I did pick up some more shares, enough to be able to sell an extra covered call in it. So I've got the 190 and the 192.50 calls for next week. That allows for about $8 on one and $10 of call away value on the other, which if we round this off and say this is $200, that's about 4%, 4 to 5% upside. So if Tesla goes up, 1% to 185, or as much as 8% to I'm sorry, not 8%, 4% to 200, 190, or 5% up to 192.50, I would be able to keep all of that upside. However, if it goes above my strikes, if it goes above my 190 strike, this call would stop my 100 shares from gaining value. And I collected $234 for that privilege. And I did end up having to, because I still don't like my margin usage, so I didn't spend as much premium this week as I would have. And I actually sold off like 300 shares of Mara the day before it pumped 10%, of course. But I still sold it like $16.30, so $200 profit on each share, plus however many covered calls I've sold on that over the weeks, and then used that money to help me purchase some more Tesla shares. I think I had 125, and then before earnings I bought like 50 more, and then of course the price tanked 7 to 10% ish, and so then I made sure to try to buy another 25 shares so that I would have enough. I would have 100 shares so I could sell covered calls against it. But let's just take a look at this. So I don't know if this is because I do have not much buying power left. But when you're using margin, generally you will see that, because let's just take a look at this little question mark on buying power available. It'll give you this thing that'll say, okay, initial requirements, you have to have 72% of the stock's value, I believe is what that means. And then the maintenance requirement is then at that point the stock can't drop more than 7%. Or you end up, I guess, having a margin call. And so then it'll tell you, okay, how much buying power do you have for Mara? Well, there's no additional buying power for Mara right now, but I think that's just because, and maybe it's waiting for some of my trades to settle. It takes a couple of days sometimes for these things to settle. But generally it would say, if it says initial requirement, then you should be able to buy Mara with a 28% discount. So this should only cost like $12 a share. But for some reason, I can't purchase any Mara using my margin. And so Tesla, let's look at one. I think Tesla was the same way. Yeah, full price. So that's why I didn't really want to buy any additional shares. I left these kind of just at round whole 100 share values because it didn't make sense for me to buy new shares if I wasn't going to be able to get the margin discount. So I'm just going to wait for this buying power to go up, and it'll give you a little breakdown, how much your margin total is, how much you used, and then supposedly this is how much buying power I have, but that's absolutely not true. If I tried to purchase $9,000, I don't think it would let me. I think Robinhood has this weird calculation, so I'd probably only be able to use half of this, but I could be wrong. I just remember seeing weird things like that happen with Robinhood. On my Tasty Trade account, I was able to purchase Tesla this week, and the margin discount was half. And you'll have to check each ticker because each stock may have a different volatility designation, I guess, by the exchange, and you may be able to get a 50% discount on Tesla using margin, but only a 30% discount on another stock. Maybe you can get more than 50%. I don't know. I've never seen it more than 50%, but that's another way that you can use your buying power more efficiently if you are using margin. I'm not a financial advisor, so I don't give financial advice, but using margin is definitely way more risky. And which brings me to my other point that I wanted to make. So this buying power was like, I think I actually did have a margin call at one point. And so you either have to deposit money, or sometimes you can actually just roll your covered call, and if you can collect enough premium, like if you have a $500 margin call here, and you can sell, where's my MicroStrategy? Okay, here we go. So I sold the 525 MicroStrategy for next week and got paid $935 for that. So that would actually solve my margin problem. Now, if MicroStrategy pumps to 550, I lose all of the upside above 525. However, selling a covered call is just like making a deposit. As soon as they pay you this money, it's your money. You can do whatever you want with it. You can withdraw it and spend it. You can reinvest it like I do. I generally would buy additional shares with this. And I did add HUT, just kind of for fun. So you'll see I have these, I decided to screw around and do the first half of the wheel strategy this week. And so I sold 2 6.5 puts, and I got paid on average 28 cents for each. And then I'm not closing these because these will just expire worthless, so it's not even worth me buying each one of them back for a penny to get my $1,300 of buying power back. But that's another one that I added, and that's about all I have for today. All right, be good, Joe.